Take a moment and to emphasize what Bruce has just shared with you about the response that we felt compelled to give toward those who suffered in the Bahamas. We watched and we waited, and we were praying that the forecasters, the meteorologists were right, that they would keep that storm would stay off of our coast and not affect us. And we praise the Lord for that. We have to be mindful that as we were praying, the Lord protect us, save us, that storm sat right on top of the Bahamas. I don't know if I've ever seen such a thing where the storm was just crawling along at one point because it was less than 1 mile per hour, just sitting there and just grinding on Grand Bahama Island and the Abaco Island. Thank you. I've heard that so much on the news, I shouldn't have forgotten it. And just wondering what was going on with those folks and praying, just sensing the devastation that they must be experiencing. And the United Nations are now estimating that upwards of 70,000 people are homeless. Just think about that. 70,000 people. I mean, if that storm had come to us, we had options available to us. We could have gotten into our cars and fought the traffic, but evacuated northward away from the storm. But so many of the people in the Bahamas, it's an incredible place. Maybe you've been there, a place that's known as a paradise. Is also home to a lot of people that had very little means, and they had no opportunity, no place to go, no shelter to find. And many of the people that suffered there are people on any given Sunday before this storm will be meeting with other people in a church service. There's a lot of Christians there who suffered significantly. I saw a testimony on one of our news networks of a pastor who he and his 25-year-old son had, because the waters were coming so quickly, the storm surge came so quickly, they began to make their way up into their home. They actually had a 3-story home, and the waters kept rising and kept rising. They were in the rafters of a 3-story home when the water swept through, took his son. He could not save his son. His son was swept away. He held on to the rafters as best he could until he as well was swept away. He told the news reporter that the waters were at least 27 feet high, because that's how high his 3rd story was. And he landed in a pine tree 600 feet from his home, and there he stayed, holding on for his dear life, sleeping in a tree for over 24 hours. This is one of our brothers in Christ. This is a Christian. And so the devastation there is beyond our true comprehension. We've seen the video, we've seen the pictures, we're beginning to hear the stories. We will hear this number of 43 people will be surprisingly low before it's all over. After they begin to figure out, they're estimating 70,000 people are homeless. They have no idea how many people have lost their lives. And this is not far from us. It's just less than a couple hundred miles from the Florida coast to the Bahamas. It is very close to us. And we're going to have opportunity in the days ahead to minister there. I know there is an initial reaction. We want to do something and do something now. They're still figuring out what needs to be done. And there have been times in the past where there have been these natural disasters, and people want to give, they begin to give all kinds of items that never leave the depository where they receive them, because the items that people give are not the items that people need. And so we're going to be prayerfully watching and waiting and seeking God's direction for our involvement. And as Bruce has mentioned a moment ago, giving money and praying, those are the 2 most important and immediate things that you can do right now. Praying for the Word, praying for leadership, especially Christian leadership, that will be involved in the Bahamas. That is another country, and so our International Mission Board will have some connections there. That's why they are emphasizing the Baptist Global Response, which is our usual go-to ministry that we provide that enables us to respond very quickly to meeting needs there. It may not be the only way that we respond, but as you give, 100% of those gifts will go to impacting reaching those that have been impacted by the storm. But you know that we'll be given with the gospel. And that is very, very important. In fact, it really moves into what we're going to be looking at today as we pray for and seek after opportunities to share the gospel. And maybe the Lord will open up doors for us through this horrific and devastating storm. So with that, let's open up our scriptures and let's begin to read. We're looking at verses 2 through verse 6 today. And again, this is